welcome back po sa inyong lahat. Kamusta kayo ngayong gabi? Thursday, the typical Thursday, Lyra in Law po. And of course, I omitted to say earlier, no? Hopefully, babatiin niyo ako mamaya, no? So, any comments, any questions, no? Message me, yeah? Because I do look forward to it, mga kaibigan, no? So, now, yung topic natin nga ngayon is changes to the minimum income requirement taking place nga today, the 11th of April. Now, tingnan natin background just briefly before we launch into what is happening now. No? Now, you remember siguro before Christmas, 3rd of December 2023. So a few months ago nga lang, the Home Office announced changes, some big changes actually to immigration rules. The biggest and likely the most controversial really is change to minimum income requirement. Minimum income. So, ano ba yun? What's the minimum income requirement? So, minimum income requirement is typically what you call nga kung kukunin yung asawa nyo dito, partner nyo nga dito, o yung asawa nyo o partner nyo nga with the children in the United Kingdom. Okay? That's what the minimum income requirement is as regards immigration. And the relevant law is Appendix FM yun ang tawag. Now, dati, so luma pong batas, you need to be able to show a minimum income requirement of 18,600. Now, that was introduced about a decade ago, actually longer than that, about 12 years ago. And it's not changed since. And so sabi ng gobyerno, well, lots of things have changed, cost of living have changed, the 18,600 hindi na nga yun sapat. So they wanted to introduce nga a change, an increase essentially to the minimum income requirement. Now, on the 3rd of December, sabi nila, minimum income requirement is gonna go up to 38,700. A huge, astonishing amount. And they to say that it was controversial and there was a backlash nga is probably an understatement. Sabi ng mga tao from really MPs to non-governmental bodies, even the church actually. Sabi nila, well, 38,700, that is a huge hike. It's more than double the old minimum income requirement. So, I think the government had a bit of a think, no? Ang ginawa nila, they've now decided they're going to stagger the increase. No? So they've not given up on the 38,700, but today, the 11th of April, it's gonna go up to 29,000 pounds. 29,000 is obviously still a big hike from 18,600 pounds, no? But wala tayong magagawa. Yun. So yung from today, kung magpasok yung application, kailangan yung kita 29,000 pounds. Now, there is some kind of little bit of good news within that. Pag-uusapan nga din natin. But at the moment nga, that's the change. So dati nga, in-announce nila going up to 38,700, but that's not gone up. It's now going to be 29,000 pounds, no? Before tax. But yung nga din, they haven't given up on the further increases. Sabi nila, in due course, hindi natin alam kung kailan, but in due course, itataas nila to 38,700 pounds. But at the moment, we're only contending with, only 29,000 is a lot of money. We're contending with 29,000 pounds. Okay? Yun ang background. Now, also since then, there've been a lot of questions, no? From lawyers to, of course, clients nga, the public, and organizations. What does that mean? The 29,000. Now, some modicum of good news is dati yung 18,600 tataas yung kung sasama nga yung mga bata. So, the first child, it goes up by 3,800. So to calculate is 18,600 plus 3,800 plus another, I think it's 2,200 additional children or 2,400. So the more children you have, the higher the income requirements going to be. So una nga sabi nila 29,000 flat. So if you have one child, it's still 29,000. If you have 10 children, still 29,000. No children is still 29,000 pounds. No? So a modicum nga of good news kung marami nga kayong mga anak. Now, so the major change is this income requirement. 15,600, hindi na po yun. From today, 29,000 na. Flat rate. Now, it's also changed, of course, the savings requirement. Yeah. So dati po, you need to apply a formula which then calculates nga kung may kulang what you need to typically produce by way of savings. Tumaas na nga din yun. So it's a bit the change to savings, the formula that they apply has not changed, but of course the amount changes because of the higher income requirement. Now, it's to say that the formula can be confusing is probably, again, an understatement. So, ang gagawin po natin, as usual, practical nga tayo, no? So, titingnan nga natin sample, okay? And then, I will take you through the sample. I'll explain nga, so that way you can work out yourself kung anong kailangan yung pakita kung hindi nga sapat ang pera nyo, okay? So, let me just see if I can bring up ito. So, ito po. Change to savings, okay? So sabihin natin, hindi nga sapat ang pera nyo. Ang kita nyo, hindi 29,000. Okay? Ang kita nyo, sabihin natin, 23,000. So, sample nga to, no? So, to make up for the shortfall, makikita, example nga dito, no? 29,000. So, unang-una, may number nga doon, no? Kadikit. So, number 1. So, there I explain ang ibig sabihin nito, no? So, minimum financial requirement, 29,000 pounds. Next to it, number 1, sabi doon, no? Okay? So, yung unang-una. Now, gross annual income nyo, no? Sample nga lang to, sabihin natin 23,000 ang kita nyo. Hindi nga sapat, no? It's under 29,000. Yun ang number 2 point dito, no? Gross income. So, shortfall, so if you deduct the 23,000 na kita nyo from the 29,000 pounds, na kailangan yung pakita, di merong balanse, 6,000 pounds. Yun, na 0.3, no? Now, papasok kayo dito. Sabihin natin, nasa Pilipinas nga kayo ngayon. Gusto nyo pumasok as a spouse. Alam nyo naman, na as a spouse, ang application nyo, you'll be asking for 2.5 years visa. Okay? 2.5 years, 2.5, no? So, makikita nyo doon, what are you seeking? You know, the length of stay that's typically granted under that. So, yung kulang, yung 6,000 pounds, okay, yung nakulang nyo, you times that by the length of visa that is typically granted under that route, 2.5, 2.5 years visa. So, makikita nyo, 6,000 pounds times 2.5, okay, yun. Now, plus, so 6,000 pounds plus times 2.5, and then the next thing you need to work out is the base, what's called plus the base amount required. Now, base amount is the minimum income you need to be able to show. Okay, the minimum income you need to be able to show is 16,000 pounds. Now, kung mas mababa sa 16,000 ang sweldo nyo, you will not satisfy the minimum income requirement. Yun po ang minimum income. No? So, let's look at the figures. So, 29,000 pounds, okay? This is the new and now current minimum income requirement. Tapos, 23,000, makikita nyo dyan, no? Yun ang sample income nyo. Before tax, ha? Pagka tinitingnan nyo, kung tanongin kayo, ano bang income nyo, you say it before tax, gross of tax, no? And you can combine, I think last week nga, may nagtanong, can you combine income? Yes, you can combine income. Kailangan nyo nga mag-ingat about length of time, and it's kind of the tax year nga. So, but usually, you can combine income. And of course, kailangan yung ebidensya, no? Now, the 6,000 pounds, as I've said, there is the difference between 29,000 and 23,000. Yung balance nga. So, 29,000 minus 23, no? 2.5, this is the duration of visa you're seeking as a spouse. So, you still need to apply 2.5, even though you're entering as a fiancé. Remember, no? Dahil magbabago ang visa nyo pagka nandito na nga kayo. 16,000 yung pinag-usapan nga natin is the base amount, okay? Minimum income you must earn in order to be able to rely on the topping up of the minimum income requirement. Now, let's put it all together, okay? So, makikita nyo dyan. ibig sabihin, looking at the sample here, no? If you're joining your partner in the United Kingdom, okay, and you're earning 23,000 pounds, so mas mababa sa kailangan na minimum income requirement, kailangan yung pakita savings when you calculate everything of 31,000 pounds. So, hindi nga lang kailangan yung pakita yung income nyo, which is 23,000. You have to show savings or easily liquidatable assets nga of 31,000 pounds. By that, I mean ISA, ganun na typical investment. They don't usually take into account equity in a home, for example. No? But so, 23,000, kahit nga kapos nga lang kayo ng 6,000 pounds, the savings you need to show is 31,000. So, ang laki nga. But sometimes, that's what you have. No? So, kailangan nyo yun. Usually, typically, again, yung 31,000, you need to be holding that minimum of 6 months. Okay? You could be holding that, no? Kayong applicant or yung asawa nyo o partner nyo nga dito. Okay? So that would be one way nga of satisfying the minimum income requirement kung kapos nga, no? So it doesn't mean that you can't, but yung nga lang, it does demand quite a lot of savings. Now, any further changes? Yes, potentially. Well, yung nga sabi nga nila, they haven't given up on increasing it to 38,700. Pwede muna. It's 29,000 pounds. Going up, they say, initially to 34,000 pounds and then typically later on to 38,700. Hindi nga lang natin alam kung kailan mangyayari yun. Now, hindi pa nila sinasabi. Hopefully, not anytime soon. Now, changes, does it apply to all applications? No, is the answer. So at the moment, and this can be a bit confusing for a lot of people, no? Kung nandito na nga kayo, so pumasok nga kayo dito, spouse visa nga kayo, ang pinakita nyo, kailangan pakita dati 18,600. So now, no, i-extend yung visa nyo, you need to show 29,000. Hindi po. It's the old 18,600 that applies to you. So, ang tawag nila doon, transitional provisions. No? So, kung nandito na kayo as a spouse, hindi nyo kailangan pakita ng 29,000 but rather 18,600. And that applies also to any children nga. Kung nandito na nga kayo. No, kung nandun pa rin kayo sa atin, sabihin natin nasa Pilipinas nga kayo, nagpasok kayong application kahapon, okay? So yesterday was of course the 10th of April rather than today the 11th of April. Then what they will apply again is the 18. What they should apply is the 18,600, not the 29,000 pounds. Okay. So again, the cut-off time. So essentially, all applications up to yesterday, yung luma, all applications from today, yung bago, which is 29,000 pounds. But sabihin natin nandito kayo, and I have quite a few clients actually with this kind of scenario. Nandito na kayo, pero nagtatrabaho ka kayo dito, nandito kayo on a work type visa, tapos gusto nyo magpakasal, ano bang kailangan nyo pakita? Nandito na kayo, no? Kailangan nyo pakita yung panibago, the 29,000 pounds. Because you're changing your visa. Ang visa nyo nga, sabihin natin work visa, papalitan nyo to that of family or spouse or partner visa. Okay? So that's why they will apply the new income requirement, the new minimum income requirement, which is of course the 29,000 pounds. But if you're in doubt, if you need to which one you need to apply, seek advice, okay? Because the last thing you want, of course, is to get a refusal dahil nga akala nyo 18,600, but in fact, it's 29,000 pounds. Now, sabihin natin, hindi nyo nga kaya. Because 29,000 pounds is a lot of money to earn. And in London, it may not be so bad dahil mas mataas nga ang sweldo dito, typically because cost of living is quite a bit higher nga. But if you're not in London, it could be that you're earning quite a bit less. And that was one of the reasons why there were concerns expressed about the 38,700 because It's a huge amount of money to earn. And that remains to be the case even though it's 29,000 na nga ngayon. So sabihin natin hindi nga sapat. Wala kayong 29,000. You just cannot reach 29,000. What else can you do? Okay? Now, there's something called third-party support. Pero ingat nga kayo. Now, usually you cannot rely on third-party support unless it's things like sabihin natin you have maintenance from divorce proceedings, from the previous relationship, o kaya you have gifts of cash, that you can evidence nga you're holding that minimum of 6 months. So there are only very few examples, actually 3 examples, 3 exemptions, factors that they will look at nga. Now, typically my clients actually do not have that. No one's that they don't have additional income coming from anywhere else. Now, kung yun, don't despair, because you can then look at ang tawag nga, you need to be able to show what they typically call exceptional circumstances. Okay, now those of you who've had who made applications outside the normal rules will remember the phrase exceptional circumstances. Now, it's exceptional circumstances. It's one of those phrases now that can be a bit it's difficult sometimes now to understand that it's quite vague, exceptional circumstances. But let's look at it. So other sources of income. Galing po to sa Home Office. Okay, what does the Home Office say? So the guidance say other sources of income, financial support or funds can be taken into account in exceptional circumstances. Okay, now what can be considered exceptional circumstance? Now I'll read it to you. There are only three sections naman eh. So unang-una, a credible guarantee of sustainable financial support to the applicant or their partner from a third party. So look at that. Credible guarantee of sustainable support, financial support to the applicant or their partner from a third party. Or B, second one credible prospective earnings from the sustainable employment or self-employment of the applicant or their partner. Okay, again, credible prospective earnings. And then the third one, sabi na, any other credible or reliable source of income or funds for the applicant or their partner, which is available to them at the date of the application, or which will become available to them during the period of limited leave applied for. Now, it's the most important word there really is credible. Ibig sabihin, kailangan yung pakita, kailangan yung ebidensya. Hindi lang hindi pwede sasabihin nyo nga lang magbibigay yung nanay ko, magbibigay yung tatay ko sa amin ng 200 buwan-buwan. That's not enough. That is unlikely to be considered credible guarantee of sustainable financial support. Okay? Pero kung nakakakuha nga kayo, so sabihin natin, typically, nakatira kayo sa nanay-tatay. Okay? So they may not even be giving you income on a monthly basis, but it's quantifiable ang tawag nga nila. So hindi nyo kailangang magbayad ng renta. Hindi din kayo nagbabayad ng bills. Hindi din kayo nagbabayad ng pagkain. And you can quantify, so sabihin natin renta ng nanay-tatay nyo 1,000. And there are 3 of you there. So you can say you can say the value of what I get is 333 pounds. So a third o nung 1,000. And then on top of that, may pagkain, mga bills. So what they're providing you, and they've been providing you probably for years, is sabihin natin 400 or even 500 pounds per month. Kailangan pakita nga that is indeed been happening. So rent is being paid nga, o indeed mas maganda kung meron nga kayong allowance, sabihin natin. So it must be a credible guarantee, and that typically is mapapakita nyo it's something that's been ongoing for a number of years. So kung yun ang nangyayari nga, make sure you show that, and you show them also yung bank statements ng magulang nyo kung sila nga nagbabayad lahat, o binibigyan nga kayo ng allowance. Papakita nyo yung bank statement nyo, mapapakita nyo din bank statement nila, makikita nila galing yung 500, 100 galing sa bank account nila, pumapasok sa bank account nyo. Okay? Now, the second one, and this is something also that has been really quite useful sa mga kliyente ko, credible prospective earnings, no? From the sustainable employment or self-employment of the applicant or their partner. So, kung meron kayong, sabihin natin, you already have a job offer. And the job offer says, yeah, pagka nandito na nga kayo, definitely, you will be earning this. That is potentially a credible prospective earnings. Pero kailangan nyo, again, it's question of evidence. Kailangan nyo pakita nga, meron kayong job offer, that it is a genuine job offer, no, from a company that is in existence. Baka kailangan nyo pakita nga din a bit more than simply a letter of offer. Maybe meron silang website nga, maybe they've been they're a company and therefore they're registered with Company House. So yun. So it has to be, again, a credible, prospective earnings. And then the third one is just everything else. So kung hindi nga lang magulang yung nabibigyan pera sa inyo, but nakakakuha kayo ng pera galing sa mga kapatid nyo dito nga, no? But you need to be able to show that source of income din. So it's not it can amount to credible source of income, but that's not the end of it, no? They said here they can look at these sources of income if they're exceptional circumstances, and that can be the difficulty. Exceptional circumstance means exactly that. Kung may mga bata kayo na hiwalay nga sa asawa nyo at the moment, dahil hindi nga siya makapasok dito, dahil hindi nga sapat ang pera nyo, then that could amount potentially as exceptional circumstance. Kung meron kayong sakit, nandito kayo, kailangan may mag-alaga nga kayo dito, then again, potentially exceptional circumstance. O nandun nga kayo, and may sakit nga kayo, you want to be able to come into the United Kingdom, again, potentially exceptional circumstance. So it can be quite a few things put together, or it can be a big thing nga, kung may nga sakit, may mga bata. Again, it's for you to show that they're exceptional circumstance. So yun ang una nyo. So dalawang kailangan yung pakita. Kung hindi sapat ang pera nyo, hindi din sapat ang savings nyo, then at saka you don't have the usual income sources na kailangan nila, then you need to look at this exceptional circumstances section. Pero nga, they will only look at these if there are indeed exceptional circumstances. And they mean it. Now, how do you show exceptional circumstance, you might ask? Now, yun, kailangan nyo pakita. Ako, typically, tip ko, pair statement. Yung statement nyo, dahil hindi ka kailangan ng home office. Kailangan nyo doon, para mga affidavit ang itsura. Yung statement nyo, sasabihin nyo doon, okay, ano bang sitwasyon nyo? Why do you say there are exceptional circumstances? And for goodness sake, you don't have to be melodramatic about it, okay? It's good to be factual, but at the same time, you can add that it's causing your family quite a lot of hardship because, okay? So, sabihin nyo doon, ano bang dahilan? Yung mga bata, sabihin natin, lumalaki, magkahiwalay nga kayo, namimiss nilang tatay, nanay nga nila. So, you can say that. So, children are, the existence of children, they have to look at yung home office. There's a separate obligation nga on them where their children concerned. So it could be, kung meron nga kayong mga anak, that it could amount to exceptional circumstance because it is, they have an obligation nga to look at it, to look at the best interest nga of children. But do not forget, it's not a done deal. Kung hindi nga sapat ang pera nyo, income nyo nga, hindi din sapat ang savings nyo, okay, then you may need to resort to the exceptional circumstance issue, okay? But don't forget nga, titignan nga lang nila yung credible guaranteed income, credible prospective earnings, titignan nga lang nila yon if they're exceptional circumstances. And you show that, as I say, partly by explaining nga in your statement itong sitwasyon namin. Kung meron kayong mga bata, no, o meron kayong sakit, sabihin natin, no, you need to, again, evidence. Evidence is king. It's you to simply say so. If you don't have evidence, then that could be they may not take it into account. Hindi sila naniniwala, no. So if you have evidence, not everything can be evidenced. But nevertheless, say it in your statement. Kung hindi nyo sasabihin, hindi nila alam siguro. You can't expect them to guess. And again, typically mga applications na nga po dati, we're talking about years back, no? Years and years back na nga ngayon. Kung may problema, I would sometimes, actually I often got telephone call, no, from the home office. Sabi nila, can you provide me with provide us with up-to-date bank statements? O kaya hindi malinaw, you know, one session they can ask me about it. So there would be a discussion. Wala na po yung ngayon, no? I can't actually even remember when I last received a phone call from the home office. Usually, if you're lucky, may sulat, no, either by post or they email it asking for some issues or some factors, some updating documents, for example. But more increasingly, kung nangyayari, kung hindi nga sapat ang binigay nyo o hindi malinaw ang binigay nyo, they may well just refuse it. Okay? And alam nyo naman, appeals are stressful, it's very disappointing, and of course, they delay, no? So it's get it right. And as I say, kahit hindi nga sapat ang pera nyo, it doesn't mean that that's the end of it. Look at the next thing. Okay, so are there other things that you can show? Are there exceptional circumstances that you can provide nga? Is there anything else that you can, if you're getting certain benefits, no, to do with injury, so disability living allowance, for example, no, personal independent payment, no, PIP ang tawag nga nila, could be that you can, if kung meron kayong kukuhang ganon, that sapat nga ang pera nyo. So don't give up. It doesn't mean nga na talagang hindi na nga kayo makakapasok nga dito. You can also see about if it all fails, you can make an application outside the normal rules, but that's quite difficult to establish. And really, there kailangan nyo exceptional circumstance galore, no? It's not. It's really. It can be quite difficult, as I was going to say, but it's actually really difficult to show to succeed with an application outside the normal rules. So don't give up, no? Kahit nga hindi sapat, look through what I was saying, the factors, no? Kung hindi pwedeng number one, what's the next bit, no? Kung hindi yan pwede, what's the next bit, no? And look through, but do your sums, because it could be that you actually satisfy it. And if you do, again, put it down, no? Yung statement nyo nga. So kailangan nga it's clear, but today nga, unfortunately or fortunately, and at least hindi nga 38,700 yung limit nga, but it is today, the 11th of April, the minimum income requirement changed. The minimum income requirement which was in place for about 12 years, no, of 18,600. Wala na po yun in relation to new applications, no. Now it is 29,000 pounds before tax, no? But it's 29,000 pounds flat, with the possibility of showing us some savings, but again, quite a lot of savings now. So yeah, so it's let's see what happens nga with the 29,000 pounds. I suspect there may will be some challenge, because 29,000 pounds is quite a lot of money, no, to show, but you know, it is what it is, the 29,000 pounds. So hopefully, kung yung nga sitwasyon nyo, that you can reach it 29,000. If not, that you can plug the hole, the gap nga with savings, and if not, then that you can show, say, other sources of income, or and if not, exceptional circumstances. So let's see. It's very new. As I say, tonight is a hot take because dahil nga ngayon nga lang nangyari, ngayon nga lang nagbago yung batas. It is from today, the 11th of April. Now, okay, so I hope that you enjoyed that, and it can be a bit confusing. So ang gagawin ko, actually, I'm preparing an article about this, okay? So kung meron kayong mga questions, I will post the article nga on sa Facebook nga natin, and feel free to download it, including the formula. And if you're making an application, do your sums first, okay? So hopefully this helps. Now, I hope you enjoyed that, because I kind of did, but it's a little bit depressing to be talking about changes that may well have negative impact. But saying that, importante nga din, kung may problema, at least alam nyo. So you can head it off. You can see if the ano bang solusyon. Better to know the problem than not know the problem. Now, we come now to my favorite